Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for joining me again in one of these videos of the journey that we're taking together to get to know Qatari culture and tradition throughout the pages of its literature. As you may know, in this new season of these episodes, we are talking about literary translation. And one of the reasons why literary translation is so important, it is because it's a job that gives access to the world. One of the greatest treasures that we have as humankind is our differences and our diversity. But once we take those differences and those diversities and we embrace them and learn from them, there is where we not only we will get cultural growth, but where we also will achieve peace. That's why the job of a literary translator is so important, because this person is opening the world for us. And it is translating art for more people to learn from them. Today we have Mr. Hussein Abdu here with us. Mr. Hussein is from India, but he will tell us more about himself, his journey, and how he has become one of the most important translators here in Qatar. Mr. Hussein Abdu, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So first of all, I will make you a series of questions,
Okay.
and I hope you can answer us. They are a bit personal, but I hope also our people will enjoy it. If you could meet any author in the world, whether if it's dead or alive, you can choose, who would it be?
It should be Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, the late Prime Minister of India,
Okay.
because I have read his book, Discovery of India. It is very, very perfect book. But he's late. There is no way to meet him.
Well, maybe.
That's why. But if there is any destiny to come back, this good man, this good personality, he is very well known in all over the world. But there is no way. But I would like to meet him. I would like to discuss with him about his book.
Of
But
course.
there is no chance.
And thank you so much, because like in this way, the people that are watching us can know more about him and can do some research also about him. Which is your favorite book?
There is multi languages I am reading. That's why in Arabic, if you take as novels, the best novel I have read in my life, I can say, Saq al-Bambu. It's in Arabic.
Okay.
It's written by, authored by Mr. Saud San'usi. He's from Kuwait.
Okay.
So I enjoyed that novel. It's a great novel, I can say.
Okay,
It's-
something else to do some research
it
about.
tells the story of a Filipino guy. He was born for his parent. His mother is Filipino, and his parent, his father is a Kuwaiti national. So
Okay.
it's a good story. It is shifting between Philippines and Kuwait.
Wow.
And this is good. I have visited Philippines also. That's why I know what is the culture there, what is the
Yeah.
living atmosphere there. That's why I enjoyed that novel very well.
Yeah.
So it's an Arabic novel. It's good. It's impressed me a lot.
Now that you mentioned, one of the things that I like the most about books is that you, and I've always said it, you can travel through the book.
Yeah.
You don't have to physically go to the place, but when you open a book and you learn something about one place, you can have an idea. But once you really travel there,
Yeah.
you already traveled through the book and
Yeah.
you can see the difference, or the other way around. And it is very nice
Very
that
nice.
you can travel
that's
through
right.
books.
And there is a book in Malayalam. It's also a novel. I enjoyed it. It's called we can say it's not Red Sea. It's the sea became red because
Okay.
of the blood.
Okay.
It tells about the story of invasion of Portuguese to our coast, our
Okay.
coast of Kerala.
Incredible.
It's a long, centuries ago. There was a Portuguese invasion into our coastal area of
Yeah.
this coastal town is Calicut. It's also very good, fantastic novel I have read in my life. It is written by Tikodian. He is a famous novelist in all over the Kerala. Keralites, they know him very well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now, what is the hardest translation you have done?
It's a good question. I'm very thankful for this question. The hardest translation I have done, this I can say, this book. It's in Arabic. It's written by Dr. Hamad bin Abdulaziz Al Kuwari.
Okay.
He was a former, now current state minister and president of Qatar National Library.
Yes.
And also he was the former cultural minister in Doha.
Yes.
And he was also had done a good jobs as ambassadors in different
definitely one
parts,
of the most one of the most prominent, not only diplomats but authors.
It's a state. He's a statesman.
Yes.
So I changed the title of that book to the cultural thoughts of a statesman, Arab statesman or Arab diplomat. So it was a good experience, and it was difficult also because its language is very marvelous language, and it's novelistic language, and we can say I enjoyed the translation, but it was difficult to deal with the vocabulary, means the words he has, he used it in this book. It was difficult, but I enjoyed.
Sometimes difficult things, but are the ones that we enjoy the most, right? This is something curious. How many books do you read per year? How many books would you say?
It's a good question. Actually, I don't read more books. No, what book I'm reading, I focus in the lines inside the book, in the content of the book.
Okay.
I will read little, then I will think what the author told in these lines, in this paragraph, in this content. I will think about his right. So I can say yearly I'm reading 25 to 30 books.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot still. It's few. It's comparatively, I can say.
Do you prefer to read books in paper, or are you do you prefer electronic devices?
At the beginning of my career, I preferred writing in papers. Okay. Then after that, I have learned typing in my mother tongue. I know typing in Arabic and English, no problem. It is common.
Okay.
But I know, but typing in our mother tongue, because I learned it. After that, I can say from 2000 year onwards, I started to type in electronically, because it's very comfortable.
So
I can do my editing, I can do my corrections. There is no need to
definitely electronic devices have come to make a bit our lives easier. Mr. Hussein, now that you mentioned your mother tongue, let's talk a bit more about you. Please tell us, where are you from? Which is your mother tongue? Okay. Which are the languages that you are translating, and why this mother tongue is so special? Because we were talking before our interview. Why is it so special? And tell us a bit more about it.
My mother tongue, it's Malayalam.
Malayalam.
Our Arab guys, they are very sincerely, they are calling this language Malam Yalam. Malam Yalam, that means the unknown language. Okay. But it is Malayalam language. It's mother tongue of the state of Kerala.
Okay.
We can say the most educated state or in high literacy state in all over India.
In India, okay.
And we can see expatriates from this state. They are working all over the world. You can see them in GCC. I think in number also Kerala is more from Indians, and among Indians I mean. And Keralites, you can see them in US, in UK, in Europe, in other European countries.
Okay.
So it's Malayalam. It's a state language, but it is, we can say, it's a world language.
Okay.
That's why I prefer, and in my mother tongue, and I want to translate, good works from Arabic to, from good works to English, from English to.
So you're translating Arabic to Malayalam.
Yeah.
How did you learn Arabic in that
Yeah,
case?
it's a good question, because I am from Kerala. I
Yes.
told you.
Yes.
In Kerala, our education system, in early morning, I am from Muslim community. So in early, we can say from 7 to 9:30 or 9 o'clock, we are going to religious schools.
Okay.
And after that, we are going to government schools.
Okay.
Okay. That is from 10 o'clock to 4:30, like that, or 4 o'clock, we can
Okay.
say. So in religious school, it is must for a Muslim to learn Arabic,
Yes.
because we want to offer prayers, or we want to offer religious ceremonies like that. So it is of basics of Arabic language we will learn from this religious school. So I started learning Arabic from very beginning.
Okay.
Okay. And also in our government school, there is science and other things we are learning. So there was a second language. It is we can prefer. There is a choice.
Okay.
If I can take Sanskrit, I can take Hindi. Not Hindi. Hindi is must. I can take Arabic, I can take Malayalam also.
Okay.
So I preferred Arabic because I am learning Arabic in
Yes.
religious school. That is good to get marks, to score marks.
And imagine one of that decision at the beginning of your life ended up
Yeah.
helping for you
so,
to translate.
So after secondary education, I went to college. So in college, it was arts and in both Arabic and English.
Okay.
It's both languages we are learning. So I focused in Arabic and on English also. That's why English and Arabic is, I think I can use this both languages
That's how
well.
how we started.
Yeah.
And how long have you been living in Qatar, Mr. Hussein?
It's you can consider me as a native, because more than 3 decades.
Okay.
I came here in 1987, and now I spent, I can say, 35 years in Qatar. Immediately after my graduation.
After your graduation, you
I came to Qatar
Qatar.
to work here, and Qatar is good.
Yes.
It's a good atmosphere, good people, good culture. I can enjoy. I'm considering this country as my second mother, homeland. India is my first homeland, and Qatar is my second homeland.
Yes, one of alhamdulillah, one of the most important and one of the most common opinions in the people that live here that are not Qatari nationals is people that are very happy to be here.
Yeah.
People that are very happy with the work environment, with the life environment, with the environment also for the children.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that you have been more than 20
Yeah,
years.
because
you came to Qatar before I was born. Imagine.
Maybe. It is very nice. And then I owe Qatar a lot. Qatar, I watch the blessings I got from Qatar, my good living and good culture, and I increased the level of my learning culture, and the master degree I got from Qatar. Means I completed from Qatar. Okay, that's why I enjoy Qatar. I enjoyed Qatar.
Alhamdulillah, we are both here in Qatar.
Alhamdulillah.
Can you tell us more about your translator work?
Yeah.
How did it started? How is it going? You have here some books that you brought us to translate. Can you talk a little bit about them and your work?
Yeah, it's good. I can say. Actually, my creative writing I have started in when I was editor of students magazine during my education at college level.
Okay.
and I enjoyed the editing and others. The first article was published in 1986. At that time, I was 19 years old.
1986.
Yeah,
okay.
it was published in a magazine,
Yes.
in a weekly magazine, I mean. So after the publication of that article, in next editions of that weekly, I got good comments from the readers. Very nice content, very nice. The style of writing is very good. Like this,
They liked it.
yeah,
They
liked the style of writing. So that comments, it encouraged me a lot. It impressed me. So I thought, this is my way.
Yes.
This is my way. So I went ahead, decided to go ahead, I mean. So I started to write articles in daily newspapers and in weekly also. So after that, I told immediately I came to Qatar in 1987.
Yes.
So when I reached here in Doha, I got my horizons is expanded. I mean, I can read Arabic newspapers, I can read Arabic magazines, books a lot. So I was reading especially Arab newspaper, Al-Sharq here.
Yes, because we have to consider that in that moment there was no social media.
Yeah.
There was no Instagram, no,
Yeah,
it was only newspaper.
But Al-Sharq, its pronunciation is wrong, but the right pronunciation is Ash-Sharq.
Ash-Sharq.
Okay, Ash-Sharq. But in English, when we talk, we say Al-Sharq, Ash-Sharq. So I started, and good articles were there. I started to translate these articles, and
Okay.
it was published in Indian weeklies in there. So it was also a good career. The first book I translated, it was a translation. First book I translated this book. We can say this is Humum Da'iya, it's in Arabic, but in English, worries of the preacher of Islamic preacher, I mean.
Okay.
This is authored by Sheikh Muhammad al-Ghazali. He's a late Egyptian scholar. We can say his literature, way of writing, style of writing is fantastic. When I read this book in Arabic, I enjoyed a lot. Then I decided to translate this book to Malayalam, because I thought our readers must know about this book, the content of this book.
Yeah, that's what we said at the beginning. You
Yeah,
share.
this is the beginning.
What you did is to share, to open the doors of a piece of art to the viewer. Okay, so this was the first one. I wanted to show it to the camera.
After that, there is a book I got, spontaneously I got a book. It is authored by Ali Izzat Begovic. He is a former late scholar. He is former president of Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Its translation I got, Awaik Nakhda. It is published by Qatar Charity here in Qatar.
Okay.
So when I read this book also, I thought it is good. So I translated and given the title Thoughts on Renaissance. It's real name, Obstacles of the Renaissance, but I changed the title. I have given Thoughts on Renaissance. It's a collection of we can say articles, good articles he has written.
Okay.
And it well received in among our Malayali readers. It was
really?
It's many people. I got good feedback from readers.
Perfect.
Yeah, okay, about this book. Okay.
And it's short. It's not that long.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's very meaningful.
Yeah. And the third book, it was written by Dr. Yusuf al-Qaradawi. Still he's alive. He's a famous scholar in Qatar. It is, in our readers in Malayalam language, they don't like long title.
Okay.
But it is good in Arabic. The Arab readers, they are enjoying the long title. So it was the real name. It was Islam between ingratitude and extremism. So I changed the religious extremism. It was a very useful book in Indian context and also in world context also at that time, because it explains what is the real root causes of extremism in the world.
Okay.
What is the remedy? How can we submit a remedy for this extremism, this evil? It's extremism evil,
Yeah.
so that's why he is presenting good ways, good solutions for that evil. So this book is very relevant in also in current context, we can say.
Yes,
So
of course.
so
Yes, in
I
current
translated
context,
this
it's
book.
always good to learn more about it
Yeah,
before
yeah, yeah.
the real reason. The real way to finish something like that is to really understand the reasons why it's happening.
And this is another book I have translated. This is of Dr. Mustafa Sibai.
Okay.
He's famous. He's also late. A famous Syrian scholar. Okay. In Arabic, it is Hakada Allamatnil Hayat. Its translation. This is how the life learnt me.
Okay.
Or taught me.
Taught me, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is a good point, relevant in our daily life, or it is very useful points also. Also, this is well received from by the readers. I got good comments from and it is its second, third, fourth edition, I think, came. That's why this is because this is well received by the readers. So it's a good book, Lessons of the Life. It is entitled in Malayalam, Lessons of the Life.
Lessons of the Life.
Life,
Okay.
yeah, it's good. And this is translated also. This is a Qatari writer.
Okay.
He was also director of cultural department in cultural ministry. Muhammad Zakiba.
That's a keeper. Okay.
He's a poet, well-known poet in Qatar, and also he's writing short stories. It's a collection of short stories.
This one is a collection of
Short stories.
Okay.
This is al-wajh al-akhir lil-jidar in Arabic. That means the other side of the wall.
Let's show it also to the
It's,
camera.
yeah.
So on the other side of the world.
Wall, other side of the wall, not
the
wall.
Okay.
Al-wajh al-akhir lil-jidar.
Okay.
So it's published by Hamad bin Khalifa University Press, okay, here in Qatar, and also there is the first story. It's concerning India.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Surat. Surat, one of the famous cities in India, is in Gujarat state. Surat, our Arab brothers, they have strong connections with India in ancient times. Not in ancient times, even in 18th, 19th century. Our Arab brothers, they were traveling to India. For different things they were traveling, and Arabian Sea, it was full of travelers between India, coastal area of India and Arab countries.
True, and most of the trading was made with Qatar and
India.
India.
For trade they were traveling.
Yeah.
So the first story, it's about seaport of Surat. Seaport of Surat.
Surat.
Yeah, Surat. It's a famous town, city in Gujarat state of India.
Okay. Perfect.
So that's why I translated these short stories from Arabic to.
I think with today's episode, the people that are watching us will want to visit India. I hope that we also. Today we can promote that people will want to travel India and will want to know more about India.
That's correct. Good point. Because the connections between our between Indian brothers and Arab brothers, it was very strong in all over in throughout the history. We can see very strong.
True.
So that's why you can see Indians here more. Because
there are a lot of
the
Indian
culture is
people
different, language is different, but they are mingling each other more than any other nationalities we can see. And the other translation I spoke about this book.
We
This is
already spoke. Mr. Hamad Abdulaziz Al-Kuwari. You can find in our program one special episode about him. So if you look here in YouTube, there's also a program about him, and also you can go in his webpage where you can find all the information and all the books and so many translations that he has. One of the most prominent, not only diplomats, but writers here in Qatar, and one of the characters that has most impact here in the culture.
Yeah, that's fine. And there is another book. It is also part of my journey, translation journey, I can say. This is basically authored, written in our language, Malayalam. It's a collection of poems written by my friend also. He's a poet, Faisal Abubakar. Faisal is a good poet and a famous poet. And these collections I translated from Malayalam language to Arabic.
Yes, that's we talked about it before. Before we started.
This
one
is
of the most
in Arabic, its name is Mulhaman min Ru'yatil Hilal, means inspired by the sighting of the crescent. Inspired by the sighting of the crescent. This is the translation of its title.
Mr. Hussein, we only have 2 minutes, so I wanted to let you know that we only have 2 minutes. You are also an author.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. It's not the same to write a book. It's not the same to translate a book. It's not the same to from one language to the other one. Or the other way around. Can you tell us a bit more about your book and something to close after telling us a bit about your book? Can you give an advice to all the young writers or all the young students right now that are watching you and that can see all your journey through literature, and they want to reach something like that? Also, could you please give us
about my books?
Yes, please.
So I have authored 6 books. 6 books. This is the first I authored an handbook for orators. It's how to do the public speaking. This book is dealing with that. The content of this book is about that. And this is another book. It's Proverbs of the Desert. It's actually, it tells about the short bio of good companions of the Prophet Muhammad. This is the Proverbs of the book. And another book I have written, the words that change the mind of man.
Okay.
It's about the points of Holy Quran. Okay, it tells about that also. And I have written also, in different parts of the world with curiosity. That means it's a travelogue, because Alhamdulillah I could visit some countries in different continents, like Italy, like France, like Egypt, Germany, Turkey, and Malaysia in eastern part there. I have visited. So I started to write travelogues. This book with curiosity is my first travelogue. So other books also, I think time is not.
Mr. Hussein Abdu, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your interview. Is there anything that you want to say?
I want to say who are interested in translation, just read a lot, feed a lot. Okay. Read a lot, feed a lot. That means a translator, he has to read a lot and he has to feed good vocabularies, good style of writing, and this kind of things which is necessary for which is must for a translator, he has to learn. And second thing I want to tell to the translators, know the culture of the author. Yes. Try to understand the culture of the cultural backgrounds of the author. When I translated this book, Dr. Hamad's book, it was I told you it was difficult of it, but it was quite easy for me, because I
You
know
already-
the
yeah.
culture of Qatar.
You lived here
Yeah,
previously. you already
and
know
where
the
he
culture.
has worked as ambassador, and he speaks about some museums in different words, like Louvre Museum in Paris. I have visited these museums also. So when I translate, I felt nostalgia.
Yes.
So I enjoyed very well, and I think the translation was I think
I'm sure.
perfectly.
I'm
But
sure. I'm sure.
as a translator, I cannot praise myself, but I think I have done perfect.
No, I'm sure if not, you wouldn't be sitting here with us. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you very
Hussein. It
much.
has been a pleasure. And as we said, I hope the people that are watching us are more curious not only about Qatar, but also about India and the translation work and importance in literary translation.
So
Thank
at
you
last,
so much.
I'm very thankful for Qatari Forum for others,
Thank
and
you.
very especially Sister
Thank
Maria and my Qatari friends that they are sitting here.
Thank you so
So
much.
I'm very happy. I enjoyed this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. See you soon. Shukran jazilan.